whole story.
You can see a portion of the story or something.
I could do a portion of it, yeah.
The first paragraph.
So, so Center 5 is stories of hunters and hunted, and Tales of the Hunter or Hunted, that says alternative for grades 2 through 4. I reread through that after I made this felt board and practiced the story like 5 times myself, and thought, well, the Tales of Hunter or Hunted is kind of boring. So I would suggest just crossing that off. If you want to read it and figure out how to do it, more power to you, but it's basically having the kids pick an animal and write a story about it, which I think is not as exciting as acting out a felt board.
Definitely not.
So,
And we'll probably, for people who don't, we'll probably even cross it out on the box outline or whatever, like in case people get there and go, oh, am I supposed to do this? And we'll cross it out and say, don't do it.
yeah.
So,
So, where's my story? I have this story where you're all going to be disappointed. Rabbits and foxes story. So, rabbits and foxes, predator, or prey and predator.
oh, didn't you say you should read through the whole story first? What story were you telling us?
This
about
is the
that?
story, yeah, thanks. Yeah. So as I made the felt things, I read the story, I practiced to see what it fit on my felt board, and it took me a few times to figure it out. And so and in the outline it suggests you read it through. It says you should, as a volunteer for the center, you should read it through, and I highly, highly recommend that. It's involved, and so definitely, at the very least, read through it. You may even want to practice it yourself, just so you know how it goes. But there are, so on the story it says set up, create a woodsy scene with the tree and the evergreen trees, grass, bushes. This is the den. This is a little rock that comes in at the end. And then there's other props, the rabbits and the foxes and the snow that you need for later. The most effective way to do this center is with 2 people, or two adults at the very least. One person should read the story and one person should follow the story and add and subtract animals and change the seasons. You also can choose to have the kids do it. I know when I take my kids to the library and the librarian's like, who wants to do this part of the felt board? They're totally excited to do that. So it would be really easy to say, you know, you're in charge of the foxes, you're in charge of the rabbits, and you're in charge of the seasons, and work together. So this is a story.
Here, I'll read it and you put the stuff up there.
Okay. You read
We'll
it.
just do like the first little part.
Well, and ideally, the person that's putting everything up would also have a second script.
Okay. And you'll have 2 scripts in there.
And I'll
right?
have 2 scripts in there.
Will they be laminated?
Yes.
And they will be laminated. That's right. Okay, this is a story of a young fox named Freddie and a young rabbit named Robert in a land called Faraway Woods. Our story starts on a warm, sunny summer day. Do you have enough time to get summer on there?
Oh, this is summer. Summer's on.
Oh, it is summer
Start
right
with
now?
summer.
Okay.
Help yourself out. Start with summer.
Freddie and Robert are both young. They were born in the spring and are each beginning to learn how to find their own food. Robert has a wonderful summer. There are lots of good things to eat, grass and tender leaves and twigs and buds, and warm days all summer long. Okay, put up 12 more rabbits.
Well, Robert's been busy.
It was a great year for him. Okay. He has lots of brothers and sisters, aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents. There's his grandpa right there. And friends. And there's plenty of food for all of them. The only thing Robert worries about is the big danger. In the middle of the field is a den. Put up 3 foxes. And he's been told many times to be careful of the new fox family that lives in the den. So anyway, you just go through the whole story.
Right. Yeah. And so then, for instance, later on, it becomes winter. So when it becomes autumn. So you take the green off
Oh, that's cool.
of,
Does it tell you to do that?
it does tell you to do that in there.
It's a step by
Take all
step.
the green off,
Should've taken
so now it's
pictures.
fall, and then it says winter, and so now it's winter.
I'm so glad you had this center, Emmy.
And,
Steven Spielberg.
throw some snow up there.
Oh.
I could open the snow. And,
And like some rabbits have to go far away from home to look for food, remove 3 rabbits.
so eventually, so you're gonna build up to where you have all these foxes. There's like 10 foxes up there. And you have all 14 or 15 rabbits, but the rabbits, in the winter, the food gets more scarce and scarce, and the foxes are super happy, and they have all kinds of babies. But then there's too many, and then there's another seasonal change, and a lot of the rabbits have died off, right? And so the foxes are okay for that summer because there's berries and mice, but then it's winter again and the foxes have to go away. And eventually so it shows the balance back and forth of how the predator-prey relationship works. And it's also very artsy and fun. So, and I really do think that the kids would probably be really good at putting stuff up. I think even the little guys would be good at putting stuff up.
And the older kids could even read the story, like 3rd grade and up. So,
It was suggested in the outline that Center 5 could also be used for the introduction. So keep that in mind if you know, there's 5 centers, you gotta get rid of one. So you could always use that for the introduction or conclusion for that matter.
right.
Yeah,
I think this would be awesome for the conclusion, and they're like just eating a snack or something.
Right.
So, cool, Emmy.
Yay.
You knocked yourself out.
Any questions on the felt board?
yeah. Having center